Hey guys, welcome to today's video where I'm going to show you my 3 favourite darts practice games. Now these practice games I'm going to tell you are aimed for your brand new players, your 30 average, and we're trying to break into those 35s to 40s and maybe even a little bit higher, but they're also applicable to anybody and they're a great foundation for your routines when you go to practice. I'd like to state none of this is original. I'm not reinventing the wheel here, I'm just trying to teach what I've learned and routines that I found useful and pass them over to you. So no more messing about, let's get right into it. The first practice game then is one I like to call 3 and 1. Now I found this on Darts Nuts and it's supposedly played a lot by Kevin Painter. The game sees you go from 10 to 20, hitting all the numbers in between, and you're going to throw 3 darts at each number. If you hit a single or the double, you get 1 point, but if you hit the triple, you get 3. So let's say you went treble 10, single 10, miss, you've scored 4 points on the 10s. You're going to add your score up every way. I'd say a good score here for beginners, probably something around the 20, 25, but honestly just compare against yourself. This is a great game because it works you around the board. It has you hitting numbers you usually wouldn't aim for if you were just mindlessly throwing at a treble 20. This game's great as well for helping you train those singles or train those trebles where you're going to need them in a checkout situation. Game number 2 then is one I've named after this man in the background. I like to call this game Bully Time. So, the rules of the game. You're aiming for the bullseye. The bullseye is worth 5 points, the outer ball's worth 3. However, the interesting part, anything in line with the bullseye, so we're saying realistically about halfway into the 5, halfway into the 1 and down to the 17s and 19s, anything within the line of the bullseye outer circle is worth 1 point. Now, this game's good for finding that area you need to be throwing at. Let's say you miss but it's in line, then that's good because when we move that up the board, it means you're going to be hitting the 20. Or if you do miss and hit a 5 or a 1, it's not going to be far off. This game's also pretty good for finding your timings as well as setting you all into actually hitting the bull and the outer bull, which is something that a lot of players tend to neglect because they're so heavily focused on hitting the big numbers. The final game then is one all experienced dart players have heard of. It's called 1-2-1, or I like to cut it down a bit and play 61 or 60. So what you're going to do is you're going to start at a set number and give yourself a set amount of darts. I like to play 1-2-1 with 9 darts, where you try and check out 121 in 9 darts. I like to play 61 with 6 darts, and then I also tend to play a version of 40 with just 3 darts. If you do it, you go up a number. So if you take 60 out, you go to 61. However, if you don't, you go down a number. So if you fail to take 60 out in 6 darts, you go down to 59. This is great because now we're actually training your doubles, but we're also training those pop-pop scenarios where you've done the hard work, you've scored, or you've done what you think is the hard work, and you've scored well. You've battered your opponent, you're there, you're on a good double in, let's say, 18 or 21 darts. And that's very, common for people of my low average. Let's say you've got to that good score and you've got double treble. Well, this is what we're training. We're training now, you don't feel nervous walking up to that board. You walk up, pop, pop, done. End of leg. That is how we turn you from a 30 average darter to a 40, to a 50, by cutting down those darts per leg. And that is what this game is really going to do. No more 42, 44, 45 dart legs. We're going to cut that down now. 31s, 27s, and so on and so forth. Now, these were the games that I've used to personally get a little bit better. And don't get frustrated if you aren't doing a good score. This is why I haven't given example scores of what's, let's say, good and bad. Keep track yourself and compare daily or compare weekly of your averages of these games. And I promise you'll see development if you're consistent and really stick with these games. Thank you so much for watching, and hey, do me a favour, like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. Also, if there's a practice game I've missed out, please let me know. Thanks very much for watching and have a great day.